Mr. Gay, Ms. Jones. I'm Maci, Fletcher.
And I'm Meg Rechner.
And welcome to our William Gay Summer Camp proposal.
Our idea for the summer camp is not far off from what we already have in place. It seems to be a big hit in the community, so we figured why fix what's not broken.
With that being said, we did want to make a few adjustments just to bring in some new ideas and perspectives, and we came up with new ways to give back to the community year-round.
Our vision for this camp is to provide these kids with long-term role models in their community and to meet more local athletes that they can look up to and be inspired by on a year-round basis.
The main way we would like to accomplish this goal would be to invite the Florida State University and FAMU football players and cheerleaders to volunteer and serve as role models during our entire camp. We want these kids to have one-on-one time with other college athletes in the community so they get to know them and understand where they came from, and hopefully they can begin to identify with them, as well as have the NFL players that normally come to the camp, and obviously you, Mr. Gay.
We don't mean to take anything away from you, Mr. Gay. We just realized that it's impossible to be in two places at once. So especially during your NFL season, being super busy and not being able to be in the Tallahassee community as much as you would like. So what you're already doing for this community is incredible, and we just want to expand on that, and we want the community and the kids to continue to look up to you as well.
But we do want to bridge the gap between where these kids are now and hopefully their dreams and goals for the future. We're not sure where they think they are right now or what they think is possible for their future, but we would like to kind of put that bug in their ear that college is real for them, and especially when they see these college athletes, maybe they will be inspired to want to get a college scholarship or pursue their dreams through higher education, and that is something that we think is very valuable to them.
Like Maci said, we know that sometimes going to college may seem unattainable to these kids. Maybe they don't even have a desire to go, but we feel like providing these local athletes and these local college athletes for these kids to meet and to interact with, they'll hopefully inspire them and give them ideas that college is such an amazing way to create more opportunities in their life.
As far as the structure of the camp goes, we obviously want to keep it at Rickards High School. We know how important Rickards is to you, Mr. Gay, as well as the community. We know the volunteers that come from Rickards. We know the excitement that they get from hosting this camp, and we understand that it's very, very important part of the entire camp experience. So we want to keep it there, don't want to change that. As far as the structure of the camp goes, we want to have fun fundamentals in the morning with the cheerleaders and the football players, and then break for lunch, and then have a fun flag football tournament at the end of camp.
So with the flag football tournament, we know what you're thinking. That sounds like a lot of chaos, but we have ideas to hopefully minimize all of that craziness. So what we would do is we would pre-select the teams based on kids that sign up, and have about 10 to 20 kids on each team in each age group, depending on how many kids we have. And with walk-ups, because I know you have, Ms. Jones said that you guys tend to have a lot of kids that come on the day of camp who haven't previously signed up. With those kids, based on their age, we would place them onto teams in that appropriate age group, or if there are enough kids that walk up from one age group, we would have them form their own team. And so what we want to do with the flag football tournament is not make it a bracket style play. We don't want it to be too competitive. We're here to have fun and learn skills, and to implement the skills that they've learned in the morning. So we would have the elementary age group would be playing 2 6-minute halves, the middle school would be playing 2 8-minute halves, and the high school kids would play 2 10-minute halves. And their NFL and the college athletes would be the coaches of these teams. And while the football games are going on, the cheerleaders would split up and maybe do some of the cheers that they learned in the morning to help cheer on the guys playing football and the girls playing football, and just to work on their skills as well. And what we want to do with our idea for the tournament is that there will be two halves of the field being used at the same time, so a game on each half of the field to make it go quicker. And for this, we want to promote the interpersonal skills, the sportsmanship, and the teamwork that these kids have potentially learned in the morning, and we really want to emphasize that so that they can take these skills and not only use them on the field later in life, but carry those off the field as well.
So as far as costs go, there's obviously always going to be a little bit of money going to be behind this. Our biggest costs that we have incurred are with the camp insurance, with medical aid on staff, and then other miscellaneous things that might pop up, whether it's we're not prepared for more campers to show up or things like that. We want to have a budget flexible enough to incur anything that might come our way. We don't want to be surprised by anything. So, but on top of that, Ms. Jones told us earlier in the semester that we heavily rely on donations. So we're hoping that t-shirts, meals get donated, equipment, and obviously time. Volunteers are a huge part of this. We would not be able to get this camp done without volunteers, especially with the 300 plus kids that we are expecting to come to this camp. It'd be impossible to even put on without the number of volunteers that we have. So that's a big thing for us. As well, as far as promotions go, Ms. Jones also told us that the local community is willing to work with us. The radio stations, TV stations, newspapers, things like that are normally giving us a discounted cost, or they do it for free because they know what this camp does for the community. So we're hoping to really push that heavy this year. We're not saying that we want a larger number of kids at the camp, because 300 is a lot to deal with. But we're hoping that we get more interest from maybe FSU donors or FAMU donors or things like that to help the quality of the camp go up. So that's one way that we're going to determine whether our camp is better than maybe one of the other proposed camps or what we have going on now. So we just want to see if we have an increased number of volunteers, increased donations. Maybe these kids are finally going to see, hey, higher education is available for me. I can do this. And if that being said, maybe their test scores increase, maybe their SAT scores increase, things like that. Maybe they ask their counselors or their teachers more about college. You never know. So we want to be involved with their schools and really see if we have made a long-lasting impact on these kids. We don't want this to just be a weekend, a single day camp that is from 8 to 5 and they're done. We want this to actually be something that they can carry on and off the field. We want to instill values in them that they can take in all aspects of life. We would like to help them grow as people, not just football players and cheerleaders. So that is our proposal. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Again, I'm Maci Fletcher.
I'm Meg Rechner.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.